I didn't join the Legion for this.
Oh, yeah, you did. Hurry up and wait. That's the entire military's motto. Okay. Good evening, everybody. I am Damaged Ditch Gods. And my sinuses are going crazy today. I think all the rain and everything in the area has set the plants loose on revenge for destroying the planet Earth, I guess. Maybe, but nonetheless, everything right here, everything, all that, having a bad day. So, what are we gonna do about having a bad day? Well, I'm gonna have some tea. And we're gonna go over some Alright, so we gotta go to the Blade Grave, which is cool. So we have a 2-for-1 quest right there. We gotta go to the Blade Grave. 1 for Graven Ash, and 2 for Weight of Aegis. Where is the Blade Grave? What is what was in the outskirts? Let's go find out what's in the outskirts. Wait, what is this? Iron Earth. Alright. Let's go visit the outskirts first and see what we can get into. Tea's good tonight. I hope it probably won't do anything for my sinuses, but it's still nice. What is that? Oh, light leather glove. Is that good for you? Light armor? Oh, that is. Oh, that's pretty nice. Okay. In fact, let's put that on. There we go. What is this?
Hi. Can't do that.
Just want to check out what's up here. A little bit of extra loot. That never hurts. Here, enter this mystery command that you don't know what does what. Nice little loot there.
Sorry, I can't.
This is kind of cool. What is it? What is this down here? Okay. Is this where this Edict of Storms was cast? Crimson flashes among the torn terrain of the Blade Grave as a gang emerges from the landscape around you. They're hardened men and women with well-weathered skin and narrowed eyes. Their piecemeal leather armor graced with notes of bronze. Fatebinder, so nice of you to finally show up. A woman steps forward, grinning at you with uneven teeth, small, uneven teeth, and wrapped tightly in the fur and leathers of a blood. What? A woman steps forward, grinning at you with small, uneven teeth, and wrapped tightly in the fur and leather of a blood chanter. A tangled mass of sooty, wind-blown hair drapes her shoulders, and her large eyes, scrutinize you hungrily. Beautiful scenery, no? Truly displays the indiscriminate artistry of our overlord. Oh, what do we say to this? I got an itch on my arm. It's driving me crazy. Alright, there we go. Okay, we're gonna roll a d6. 3. Glare silently. Do I have blood on my face again? She wipes her cheek, smearing soot. D20. Broke 12, which is an even. Leave us be. She looks at her gang. You heard the Fatebinder. Off we go. She turns as if to leave, pauses, then turns back. But wait, I can't possibly leave without making my offer, can I? Am I supposed to know who you are? The name's Careless Spark. Ridiculous. You're telling yourself. Name's Careless Spark. Ridiculous. You're telling yourself, but I think it suits. Get to the core in a way the mother name never did. Oh, so weird. Not rolling with that tonight. Odd or even. Here we go. 11. Odd. How did you know I'd be here? Yeah, well. Think we don't keep tabs on Halfgate? It's on Cacophony's doorstep. Okay, so get on with it. Tell me what you want. I don't expect you willingly to sell the Ironclad services to us. The Archon secretly would be wildly, ridiculously grateful to have a personal audience with him. Oh, they talk about Barrack here. Oh, what are we gonna do? We got a D4. We're gonna roll a D4 on that. Oh, this is ridiculous. 3. What does the Archon of Secrets want with Barrack? Your heavy friend survived an edict and came out stronger for it. You think the voices wouldn't be a mite bit curious? Ooh, now we're down to just 3 choices. Do a D3, 6, that puts us on. I think I speak for both Barrack and myself when I tell you we'd sooner see him dead than in the hands of the voices. I thought you might come to this end. Let's see if you live up to your legend. She sighs and hefts her staff as the gang moves in. The Bleed. Scarlet Fury. Horde. Careless Spark. Okay.
Champion!
I can join this.
not scared of you.
None stand in our way!
Mom stands in your way.
On it. Nothing to see here.
But don't you have a... Oh, you don't. How come you don't? Okay, well. Why isn't it in your quick stash? That's my biggest question, is why isn't it in your quick stash? What is this? There we go. That'll fix that. Come over here.
Will do. Take that.
Beat on this guy. There we go. Do I have any more? That's really just it.
Will do.
Another gang of crimson corpses made of trespassers upon the blade grave. Let us claim what brought us here. What is that? Swift. I'm down. Oh, look. What is that? Bloodhound hood. Are you gonna be any good for that? Light armor. Oh, you don't have any armor up there. But that would hide all that crazy white hair of yours. But she looks like some kind of like crazy I don't know. That's definitely interesting. I'm not sure what to think of it though. Okay. It's probably some kind of sex joke in there. Cloth sandals, that's it? Stupid. Okay,
Will
here we
this
go.
do? It is nigh the size of a kite sheep. You have your rock. Let us leave this place.
Something bothering you, Barrick? Okay. 1. Something bothering you, Barrick?
I have repeatedly asked you to leave this be, yet you persist. Do you think that you act in my interest? Do you think you know better than I where my interest lies?
Well... yes. Let's fate decide. 3. Watch your tone, soldier.
Apologies, Fatebinder. I did not realize you required coddling. There was no ambiguity in the Archon of Justice's ruling.
This is very definitive. 5, which 1, 2 gives us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More ambiguity than you might think. The flexibility of the law is in the details.
I may never understand you clerks of the court, saying one thing and plotting another, all in the name of justice.
Peering at the ground for several seconds, Barrick says nothing, and then turns his attention back to you.
This place haunts me, Fatebinder. These walls, these lands, they were hard ones. They possessed an austere beauty. The general saw them for what they were. Lands well worth fighting for. The winds that day, they swept everything aside. They tumbled tearsmen and livestock like children's playthings. The dust choked our mouths and eyes. Trees appeared as if by magic, only to be smashed into splinters against stones. And those splinters cut like knives.
Ooh, crazy. Alright, here we're gonna roll a d20. 17, odd. Go on, Barrett.
We were no fools. We knew what had fallen upon us, and we took cover as best our iron shields and the general's protection allowed. Yet the wind tore us away, one by one. Some silent, some screaming. Now only I remain. In this state.
His gauntlet rings against his breast, cutting off any possible response.
Take the metal to your smith, or do not. There's nothing further to be said. Let us leave.
Okay. But Barrick's not happy with any of this stuff, which rightfully so. I mean, he's a deeply emotional guy. I feel weird for crossing him on something like that. Damage did. You insufferable upstart. How dare you take my sermons on cynicism to heart? Uh-oh. Okay, we haven't been through this yet. Alright, I expect you stupid youngsters to ignore me, not to actually listen to my wisdom. You are threatening the whole social order of things. Perhaps it is best you say little to me on these matters. Better you speak to the Honorable Fatebinder Miothus. Though I suppose Binder Emeritus is a little more apt title, as she's free of official duties and idles her days in an estate up north, far from the war, far from watchful eyes. I am one of the few to whom she will speak. With my blessing, and if you curtail your attitude, she might share what she knows with you. On the reverse of this parchment, you'll find instructions to contact Miothus. I encourage you to open up about the edict and your experiences with the Spire. There is much you need to learn. Fatebinder Regulus. Fatebinder Ragu. Okay, Fatebinder. How are we gonna do this? One through 3? Sure. 5. 1, 2, 3, that's a brash introduction. Fatebinder Miothus. My name is Damage did. I recently resolved Kairos' Edict of Execution and claimed the mountain spire of the Tears. I am now the master of Endrian's Well. Here. And I have a question mark to many, as it seems awakened the spire has shocked everyone. Regulus said you are wise and knowledgeable in the matters that best described in front of the Archons. Best described in front of the Archons. I seem to have stumbled into ownership of the Spire and feel I should learn all that I can about this monument that is now my own. If you will be forthcoming with your knowledge, I promise you will be rewarded when the time comes to show gratitude to the loyal. Oh, we're gonna roll a high, send it, a low, a 10 to 1 will be low, 11 to 20 will be high. Obviously, I don't know what that says. It says 20. So, okay, we're gonna send it. Okay. That works. Okay, Sentinel stand. There we go. Through the billowing dirt and rust kicked up by the Edict of Storms, you make out the shape-shifting silhouettes. Or you make out a shape. You make out the shifting silhouettes. Sinuses. This is my sinuses. Though through the billowing dirt and rust kicked up by the Edict of Storms, you make out the shifting silhouettes of a small group ahead of you. Apparently lightly armed and armored, the group pulls 2 carts in their wake. They haven't noticed you through the maelstrom. Okay. Odd. Hail them, even subterfuge, and we'll just roll a d20 here. We got a 1, so we got an odd. So odd, hail them. Wary of your presence, the travelers halt when you hail them and await your approach. Their emaciated faces make it clear that hunger has left them weak. One steps forward to explain that they're scavengers from the old stalwart, hoping to trade their haul in exchange for food for their families. A glance at their goods reveals that they're carrying remains of bronze and iron arms, likely scrounged from the blade grave. The leader of the group, head bowed deeply in deference, asked if he may pass. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. What does the D4 have to say? The D4 says 2. Guide them. Whoa. Was not expecting that. Oh, stupid sinuses. Oh, unbroken. In favor. Well, I did not realize I could gain favor with the unbroken. A couple of bronze ingots, nice. Alright, end encounter. Oh. Escorting the travelers, you lead them through the ragged waste of the Blade Grave's broken border. They thank you profusely for your assistance, swearing to spread word of your fairness to others in Stalwart. Their leaders show her appreciation with a few pieces of scrap before the group continues their march away from the Edict of Storms.
So this was once Stalwart's greatest fortress. Kairos does enjoy sending a message.
Alright, take a look. The scout straightens as you approach, squinting through the harsh wind. Are you the support that Ash sent out? Oh. Don't even know what a noble scion is supposed to be. One. Yes, I'm Tunon's Fatebinder. Glad to hear it. You can never be too careful out here. I'm half blind from this storm, and you agents of the court don't always stand out. No offense. We've been patrolling the outer walls, but there's no sign of the enemy. Either they know not to come here, or they're better at hiding than I credited. Damn rebels shift about like the winds they do. Oh, well. Have you run into any Unbroken recently? I think the Hunter question really answers itself. More than a fortnight ago, but she dashed right off. Right? She dashed off right quick before we could knock arrows. They're a cautious lot, but cunning. Not even Kairos could have expected them to use the storm to their advantage. We need high or low, high 1, low 3, 10, which is a low, so can we enter the fortress? And these winds, I wouldn't venture to try it if I had 1,000 shields to guard me. Come take a look and you'll understand. Go find out what else is here first. I don't know. Don't know what else is here. Nothing has changed. This is the very storm that shattered the Unbroken and disfavored alike. Thank you for bringing me here, Fatebinder. Barrack regards the wind wall and a massive tornado around the inner keep, which is all a distant outline. Stray Heroine was the last stalwart agent. I don't know if I can say that on on YouTube. Stratus Herodin, the last stalwart regent, cowers behind the walls of his castle, and we won't be able to reach him through the storm. This place brings back unpleasant memories. D4. There it is. 1. I'm only interested in one thing. How we get inside. Couldn't say. The powers fighting over this realm have some notion. Otherwise they wouldn't squabble for control over this blasted wasteland. We should track down someone with answers. Did you hear that? Be on your guard, Fatebinder. Taking a cautious step back, Ebb signs a rune in the air. You catch an odd sound in the wind, a low moan hidden within the canopy of swirling dirt and metal debris. The clouds of dust seem to close in upon you. Within them, you see patches of glowing red.
To
Okay. What do I got going on here?
Aye.
Take me if you can.
Working like a charm today. Why is it working like a charm today and it wasn't working that good last night?
Aye.
Why are the Mage Bane outside of the walls? Why are the Mage Bane outside of the walls? The Bane are gone. Their unnatural cries silenced, leaving only the tornado's violence in your ears. As the dust clouds recede, you spot a crouched figure on the wall
Is
above.
my vision poor, or do I spy a figure atop the wall?
Oh, both. How about that? Well, let's go talk to Janos over here. A soldier kneels behind the ruined parapets. You could tell by his raiment, old stalwart's gear, that he's an unbroken soldier. He peers at you with a mixture of caution and curiosity. You handle the Bane well enough, but what brings you to this forsaken place? He pauses as recognition dawns in his eyes. You don't look like the typical rank and file of Kairos' army, but you are no son of stalwart either. He squints at your raiment and takes your measure. No, you're the Fatebinder who broke past the Vendrian Guard. I think you'll find yonder Windwall a tougher nut to crack than the Apex Citadel. Oh yeah? What makes you think that, whippersnapper? One, I'm here to kill Striatus Harridan for Graven Ash. You speak very plainly of the intentions, Fatebinder. Though you intend on killing this man, I suppose it's acceptable. I'd love to see you reach me without getting winded, Metal Man. He looks Barrack up and down sniffing. Have the disfavored abandoned the last of their decorated honor? Or did you step out of a scrap tornado? You know what? Don't answer that. Outside of Sentinel's stand, you'll find no love lost for our old regent. I'll be damned if I see a servant of Kairos finish the job for us, though. We've spent the last year itching for the opportunity to put Stratus to the sword. I suggest you make like a storm and blow, because you're not getting inside the fortress. When you report back to your master, tell him that First Scout Janos sent you off with your tail tucked between your cheeks, and your mother smelled of elderberries! D8. Here we go. 8. Reroll. 7. How can I get inside Sentinel stand? Throwing yourself into the wind wall comes to mind. Take a few steps inside and see how long it takes for the wind to strip you down to a skeleton. I'd love to stay and chat, but it's high time that I reported on your presence to my superior officer. Be seen, you Fatebinder. Though you may not see me. Ah! He ducks behind the parapet and vanishes into the obscurity of the storm. Damn that vain, sullen wretch. Radovic spits. The Unbroken know the territory better than us, and take every opportunity to flaunt it. What was that scout even doing here? Look, there's a corpse on the wall. Might bear a closer look. I can't tell from here, but I think it's wearing disfavored colors. Well, we're gonna find out, I suppose. Investigate the remains of the soldier. The body has been there a long time, and the storm has long since eroded skin from bones. Tucked away in one of the gauntlets, you find a scrap of a distinctive battle standard. That's the General's family crest. Amelia and her unit must have come through here. It seems a lifetime ago that we marched on Sentinel Stand. At least this proves that we were on the right track. So close, too. The girl might still be alive out there. He looks to the wind wall with regret. Two. What makes you think Amelia is still alive? Ash's protection would keep her standing long after anyone else would have fallen. I don't like to think that she's endured her imprisonment. I don't like to think what she's endured in her imprisonment. But we can help put it behind her. Put it behind her. We can help her put it behind her. The disfavored are hardy folk. A hammer to the skull, a sword to the gut, an arrow to the spine. We don't go down easily. We can march for days without cracking a yawn. Of little else I could guarantee. Excuse me. But of this I know. The daughter of Graven Ash can outlast any prison. Odds even. Odds obviously 1. 6 even. So what are the next steps? Duskwatch Fort is now unlocked on the world map. Ash bade us to bring order to the region, but we need to learn as much as possible about his daughter. As possible. I heard tell of an unbroken fort called Duskwatch. One of our soldiers has been imprisoned there since around the time of Amelia's unit went missing. I'll wager anything if we shattered the unbroken defensive, we'll learn more about her whereabouts. Barrick is correct. They took Callius captive, supposedly one of the Stone Shields who was traveling with Amelia. You ought to make contact with Osmios, the commander in charge of taking Duskwatch. I'm sure he would appreciate the aid of a Fatebinder. Go on ahead. I need to double back and relay this to Ash. That should raise the old man's spirits, eh? Oh, at least I can sell that later. Wait, how do I get out of here? Oh, I gotta go up here. I don't know how to go anywhere.
Spotted something.
Spotted your mom. I think we need to go down here. There's obviously things in this map that need to be picked up and explored. Last time we did this map, we did not really scavenge it, but this time we are. I want to make sure that we get as many quests done as possible. And then some. Well, I guess we can't get over there. That's kind of disappointing. I was very, very curious. Oh yeah, they got it all rented off. Okay. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. Duskwatch Fort. Holy moly, I'm hungry. Dinner just was in, was done. I didn't even breathe while I ate it. I just scarfed it down. It was good. But I definitely could use some more. As you can see, Duskwatch is closed off to the likes of us, else I would be taking shelter from the storm. Then his favorite scout struggles to recall your features. Then his eyes open and draw in comprehension. Ah, the Fatebinder of Tunon! Commander Osmos told me that I should look out for company, but I didn't expect anyone from this high up in the food chain. He beckons for you to follow. Due east of here, our unit gathers its strength to take Duskwatch. Follow me. He glances up at Barrack in sudden bewilderment. You're the biggest stone shield I've ever seen. How do you run around in armor like that? With great effort, but I must keep moving to stave off the rust. My calves have bulged to the size of piglets. The sentry shakes his head to dispel the thought of and focuses back on you. Roll a d10. And, there we go, a 7, which is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Tells me about Osmos. He's been part of the stalwart campaign since it began, so he knows this country like the inside of his helmet, which is damn impressive when you consider how the edict shook everything up. I'd follow him anywhere, including the eye of a storm, it seems. D4. 3. What's the story with Duskwatch? Throughout the war, the Unbroken kept this fort locked up against Cairo's forces. It may not be much to look at. But the folks behind those walls are a spirited bunch. Not even the storm has broken their nerve. I know what the commander would say, that a southerner is too ignorant to wipe the grit from his eyes. But the Unbroken have been using the storm against us, and, well, you have to respect that. Alright, 3 choices left. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's your mission here? We do what Cairo's Iron Legion does best. We claim the fort, and anyone who doesn't cooperate gets put to the sword. Our commander likes to keep the orders simple. Osmos mentioned something about a northern prisoner behind the walls of Duskwatch, but I couldn't tell you anything else. I was assigned to scout duty, not to rescue duty. High, low, we'll do, highs are 5s, lows are 1s, and we are on a low, so let's go. The disfavored commander wears his armor over broad shoulders and stands as if he knows all too well. Graven Ash protects. Osmos, 32nd Legion, a pleasure to have you join us. Even this close to Ironhearth, we need all the help we can get. He frowns at Barrack. Still trapped, I see. How are you faring under there, soldier? It's challenging enough to fit food through this stubborn iron bucket. I have gained several hundred pounds of iron and muscle over the last year. I smell like a mass grave left open to the sun, but I am, for the moment, upright. He nods to Osmos. As you might be able to tell, this fort is a tough nut to crack. The Unbroken aren't too keen on surrendering, and our preliminary attacks have yet to break through. One of our soldiers is chained inside, Calais, and we'll go to any length to get him out. He glances at the fort with longing. 4. Oh. I'm gonna have to take some more sinus meds soon. 8. Yeah, I could probably do some more. 1. I'm here to help the disfavored and put an end to the Unbroken. His interest peaks. Is that right? Well, welcome aboard. You're not without defenses, but we could always use... We're not without defenses, but we can always use an extra warm body to support the phalanx. The Unbroken are trying to enter Sentinel Stand, and we mean to put a stop to it. Day and night, my forces have battered themselves against those walls, but even the tireless disfavored have their limits. I'm afraid we're out of commission until Ash's Aegis takes the edge off and knits our wounds. You look lively enough. What say you help get Calais out and soften up the Unbroken for execution? 3. I don't need help from you. I'm taking the fort on my own. Maybe you misunderstood me. The disfavored are our family. We plan, cooperate, and attack like one. I don't know how they do things in Tunod's court, but here we compose ourselves as a unit. That means everyone pitches in. 1 low, 2 high. On a d20, we got a 10, so that puts us at the 1. Very well. Tell me your plan. Before you get too excited, your job is to infiltrate the base under cover of night and extract the prisoner. Don't let anyone spot you. If you alert them while inside, you'll be on your own. Callius is a good soldier, and he's been in Unbroken hands longer than anyone should have to endure. You might think I'm just another stone shield, but Ash holds the lives of his troops in high regard, so we should consider the recovery effort as an important part as taking Dusk Watch itself. There are a few structural weaknesses along the perimeter, which should help you sneak in. After releasing Calais, open the front gate from the inside. He flashes a toothy grin. We'll flood the keep and make short work of Agathon's soldiers. Are you ready to begin? Jeez. A 4. What do you know of the Unbroken? The gang of Tearsmen with delusions of honor. I'm sure they wish their ranks were as renowned as the elite disfavored. Unfortunately for them, the best they'll ever do is die by our hand or surrender and face hard labor. They rally around someone named Matthias, a low-born stalwart captain of some moderate success. Moderate? Oh, my terrible sinuses. He smiles bemusedly. Strangely enough, there's no love lost between the Unbroken and the old establishment, the hereditary bloodline known as the Regents. With that much division in their ranks, I don't know how they hope to succeed. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. D4. 1. I'm ready. Dusk Watch is all but ours. Make your move as soon as night falls. Remember, stay out of sight. Go for Calais. We'll wait for you to open the gates from inside, but we can't help you until that happens. Good hunting. Fair enough. What else is here? Oh, look at that. Right there. I think we're going to enter in this one. I don't think there's enough Led Zeppelin music in movies. Oh, my terrible nose. Oh. Okay, it was over here. I think it was right there. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum.
Another demonstration of our powers.
Well,
Seems in order.
I guess we just let everybody know we were there.
I feel terrible.
Oh, splat.
Sorry, I can't. Right.
Wait, I did that? Nice!
Alright, it gained a level. Come on, won't proc. There we go.
See that? I'm not entirely you.
See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Release him on your feet. No sooner do you untie him than he grabs your wrist hard enough to cut off your circulation. I'll not fall for some unbroken trick. You won't get me to talk with this mockery of a rescue. Calais. Barrack shakes his head. The poor man is mad from imprisonment and torture. I've seen it happen. Though never to a good Northman. Oh, D4 this. Three. Graven Ash protects. His eyes widen and he releases you immediately, nodding with gratitude. Graven Ash protects. I had lost hope that this day would ever come. He rubs his wrist and regards you with respect. This fort is still controlled by the Unbroken, and I am in no shape to fight my way out. I'll take it there. I take it there are other soldiers outside the walls? If you open the gate from the inside, letting in reinforcements will give us the opportunity we need. $16 is even. I have questions first. We can compare war stories when the Unbroken are all dead. He ushers you out of the stable. Get going before they get wise to the plan.
Quiet down.
Oh man. Stupid nose. Oh. Oh, stupid nose. I just like my nose today. We're gonna roll a d6 here. 6. Endurance, will, magic defense. Sure, you can always use some more of that. And 2. 1, 2. Range again? You know, the character probably needs a bow. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna roll a d6, and if it rolls a 6, we'll just re-roll it. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Delay your aim to focus on hitting the target's heart. Gain additional accuracy for this attack, and leave the target bleeding. On the subject of spires, do you remember training under Blendon Mark? I remember mine. Funny to think that you and I are about a century apart, but to Blendon, we are all children. Now the oldest of the court's children. I'm now the oldest of the court's children, and I've seen much in my time. It's probably for the best. Everyone assumes I'm old, harmless, and worth shuffling away in the archives. If I were scrutinized too closely, I'm sure Tunon would find I've grown lax in my spoiled old age. Perhaps part of why I am where I am, is that I've kept my head down. You appear to be doing the opposite. In some regards, this is beyond your control. You were chosen for the honor of proclaiming Kairos edicts. Twice. To decline would have meant death, but to accept means to be placed on the stage for all to see. Kairos' most powerful weapon is not the edict. It's her ability to hand us rope that we willingly use to hang ourselves. Never forget this. There are numerous questions nettled in your request. What is it you wish to know? What is it you wish to know most? Focus your inquiry, and I will answer as best I can. High inquire, low ask. And that's a low, so we're going to ask about the spires. Dear Meophis, it seems wise to have one's own domain. And seeing that I'm now the master of the mountain spire, I ought to learn all that I can. If you would share with me what you know of the spires, I would be in your debt. I'll start with what I know and have observed so far. The mountain spire seems to be awakened by the same instant that Kairos' edict of execution was put to rest. There was a burst of arcane energy that drowned all my senses, and awoke in the summit of the spire in what seemed to be just a few heartbeats of time. Atop the spire is an old sculpture of sorts, and it seems to be the core of the spire's mystic energy. I've been seeing visions and receiving sensations from the sculpture. It seems odd to describe it as it talking to me, but that seems to be the closest analogy. Am I the first to report such things? There are other spires elsewhere in the world, correct? Damage did. It looks really silly to see all the characters walking around like this. This is like the only time in the game you sneak ever. And you're really only here to like open the door.
Aye. Heads up, we have company.
Oh, I can't open it from combat. That's not what I was hoping for.
See that?
Grovel before me!
On it. Uh-huh.
I need to try a different weapon.
Your mom's a different weapon.
Aye. I got it. Ah,
Dang.
terrible at this. How am I not dead yet? Will do. Will do.
Sure do wish there were more of them. Oh, it's a two-handed axe. Man, that's a powerful axe. But it's two-handed, so. Open!
Right.
Might we not simply break it?
I don't know. I don't even know why you got chose for that. They all ran past you?
Send me your champion! Stalwart prevails! Huh.
What is that? Merchant's hat. Maybe. No. Now it's just there for the junk pile to be sold.
Send me your champion!
Here we go.
Right.
Get back here!
Sorry, I can't. For the glory of Cairo!
Take me if you can!
I need to try a different weapon.
I'm enjoying this a little too much.
What is this?
together!
Wait!
Good work! Right.
Well, didn't that just put an end to everybody? I guess that solves that problem. Except it doesn't solve the problem of my nose. No loot off the people? That's kind of disappointing.
Sorry, I can't.
Yes, you can. Alright, I'm only missing, oh, this right here. End the conversation. Oh, what is this down here? Callius! Greetings, Osmos. Osmos greets the former prisoner with open arms. Graven Ash told us to seek you out. He shows you great favor. Barrick? Callius squints up at your companion. I hardly recognize you under there. I would say you're a sight for sore eyes, but well, you look terrible. Glad to see you in one piece, Callius. The soldier winces as he tries to stand tall. I'm relieved to see my countrymen again, but give me a moment. I'm still weak from my wounds. Ash's protection has kept me alive, but these unbroken can be relentless when they want something. He looks up. He looks up. Glad to see you alive, soldier. I don't think I got your name earlier. 17 is odd, so that leaves me with a 1. I'm damaged. A fate binder of Tunons. Oh, hail. Of Tunon. Hail. Hail. A fate binder so far from court. He turns to Osmios with a questioning glance. Never considered myself important enough to have Tunon's attention. But I've also been cut off for the last year and change. Seems like the war hasn't improved in my absence. Okay, 17. Now I can see what it says. 1. I have questions for you. I don't know you from friend or foe, but I'm happy to help an agent of the court. I don't know you from friend or foe, but I'm happy to help an agent of the court. Your type has always been better at breaking stalemates, whether in a trail or in a battlefield. The Blade Grave has need of that. I rolled a 9, which is an odd. Who are you, soldier? I'm just a stone shield, but I was bound to serve Graven Ash's daughter, Amelia. His voice falters. It was my pride to fight by her side, but my great shame when Striatus Herod's forces overpowered and captured our unit. Oh, excuse me. Little indigestion there. Not indigestion, some burps. The old regent may be 10 times as stubborn as his people, but he lacks none of their might. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It sounds like you neglected your duties. His glare hardens. Ugh. I stood by her while many others fell around us. Just because I draw breath doesn't make me a failure. Even a great general would understand that. Amelia didn't die on the field that day. We were both taken prisoner. But I was moved here and made to suffer. The edict hit shortly after, and I assumed stymied any effort to recover us from Stratus. If Stratus isn't a fool, then he's keeping her alive as a hostage for some future negotiation ploy. By Kairos, this confirms everything my legion fought for. She survived capture. That means there's a chance. I have it from Ash personally that he's felt a connection to his daughter. He frowns. In fact, it grows stronger for some reason. You have your orders, Fatebinder. The general demands we take Sentinel stand, recover Amelia, and put an end to these storms at last. The general's feelings aside, how can we be sure that Amelia... Okay. My terrible nose is wreaking havoc on my entertainment value. 11, which is odd. It really is odd. The general's feeling aside, how can we be sure that Amelia is alive? I don't know how they do things in Tunon's court, but in the Iron Legion, we accept the great general's instincts, especially when it comes to the well-being of his soldiers. You would do well to remember that. He gestures to Callius, and if this one confirms that Amelia's unit was taken alive, I have no reason to doubt him. How do the Unbroken intend to get inside Sentinel stand? Did you overhear them? I heard a lot from my pen, even saw the Unbroken leader, Matthias, a few weeks past. Matthias had the others convinced that some old stalwart artifact would help resist Kairos storms. He planned on using it to let the Unbroken pass the wind wall and enter Sentinel stand. He frowns. Artifacts are a strange business, but the Unbroken dedicated enough resources to the task of finding one that would take it to heart. 16, so that puts us on an even. Tell me about the artifacts. Artifacts are great items of great power. They could be anything: cloak, pen, pair of shoes, fancy comb. Many of them resemble ordinary objects might carry on or wear, but they can do remarkable things. And so it's an artifact. Part of how regions maintained their dynasty was by way of inheritance. Houses Stratus, Cinder, Apison amassed over the centuries a small trove of relics and guarded them fiercely down the generations. There's the magical sword of Dauntless. Whomever the lead regent was always wore a fancy helmet, and one of them owned an ever-burning lamp, among other things. Now, lots of those artifacts are scattered. But I'm certain that before the war, every thief in the bastard city had some private fantasy about a heist on Sentinel Stand Keep. I've heard all the artifacts that could open doors, melt flesh, and set a whole camp ablaze with nothing more than a simple gesture. It's not beyond reason that an artifact could shield someone from the worst of these storms. Tell me where Matthias sent his forces, and I'll be on my way. He dispatched a large number of soldiers to Rust Canyons. He wouldn't have depleted Dusk Watch of his defenders unless he believed what he was doing. That's the best news I've heard in some time. There are plenty of disfavored operating in the areas around Rust Canyons. It's only a matter of time before they're overwhelmed. He nods to you. Report to Graven Ash and Ironhearth and tell him of the situation. We need to know what is happening here. He needs to know. He will need to know what is happening here. Both sides make for Sentinel stand, but one of our commanders in the areas is in the area already. He can hold the line while you speak with Ash. Reporting back to Graven Ash sounds like a pointless endeavor. Well, maybe that is closer. Alright, I've been at it for an hour and a half. We're going to travel over here to Ironhearth real quick. I need to take care of my nose. It's running. Nestled among the trenches, gouged across Bladegrave. By the Edict of Storms, you find a true rarity. A sheltered pool of water, seemingly fed by a spring. The pool gives way to a pair of thin streams that become choked with grit and rust almost immediately after they snake out from under the shelter of a towering curled sheet of twisted bronze armor. Skeletal arms held together by bunched strands of dried tendon hang from the roof of the unnatural cavern. And a half-broken statue, a pitted graven image of an ancient stalwart queen, protrudes from the wet, suggesting that this may once have been the center of a settlement. Many dogs with matted fur and bone-thin deer have collected in the shadows, seeking shelter from the storms that long ravaged this kingdom. Though the deer press themselves deeper into the shadows, the canines growl at your approach, fangs bared behind curled flews. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's a... You know what? I'm going to make a GM decision right here, and we're going to examine statue. The natural enclosure, sweeping high above the grotto, has protected the painted marble statue from the worst of the destruction of Kairos' Edict of Storms. Draped in a dress painted pale crimson, the queen's skin is a deep bronze, and what's left of her tightly curled hair is rendered in enameled black, giving the impression that it had been well oiled. Her tight hand raises a broken spear, and her left with a down-turned dagger. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. DM discretion time is over. Alright, number 2. Let's hunt some deer. You managed to take down one of the deer, sending the others fleeing into the wilderness, but the bloodied, struggling beast attracts the immediate attention of the pack of dogs, who fall ferociously upon it. Attempts to intervene into the feeding frenzy earns you snapping fangs and low growls. You eventually scatter the mutts, but by that point, little is left of the deer, save bloody bones and ragged bowels. That was a nice little interlude there. Ugh, sinuses. Okay. We are. I'm gonna take a small break real quick because my nose is being stupid, and yeah, I'm sure the dog needs to be let out. We played quite a bit this evening and afternoon, so we should be kind of tired. I hope. I moved his bed back in here, so he's got a place to sit while I game. All right, we'll be right back. Okay. Back to the game. My nose isn't quite 100%, but I took some medicine. Staying hydrated. Okay. Oh, I'm not quite done. I'll be right back. I'm almost there. Okay. It's not one thing this evening, it's another. I think I got like a piece of grass or something in my sock. There's a snake in my boot! Or something. Alright, I think that did it. Just walking around with one shoe on. There we go. Fatebinder. No one in recent history has reached the pinnacle of a spire, and yet you step on top of it as if it were intended for your occupation. What do you have to say for yourself? Well, Graven Ash, in the words of Talls, I would say nothing. But Talls is not here at the moment. Should be soon, I imagine. But we're gonna work on two. I'm still figuring it out. Figuring out what it could mean. Take care with your curiosity then. If the arcana behind the spires has been lost, there is likely a good reason behind it. I would hate to lose a capable agent due to some calamity. What is it you require? My search for Amelia takes me to Rust Canyons. I'm pleased to hear of your progress. Rust Canyon was once a verdant pass for travelers, one of many choke points on the way to Sentinel Stand. Now it's merely a garbage heap infested by rebellion. Hi, Talls. There's a whole 4 of us in here tonight. Nice. Why are you red tonight? Last night you were like green or blue or something. That's weird. But oh, I missed your text. But now we're on the next question. Which is fine. So, throw an answer at me. alright. I've confirmed that Amelia's unit was taken by Striatus Harridan's troops. Because we just did that. Damn that corrupt inbred of a regent. If his death were not required to end the Edict of Storms, I would take pleasure in breaking him on the rack myself. I was devastated when Amelia's cohort vanished. A father's dread is not so different from a general's. In my case, I am twice cursed to suffer the pain of her absence. I feel her presence. It's grown stronger even, so I know... It's grown stronger even, so I know that she lives, but I fear for her safety all the same. No, that came out weird. So, I guess we just run down the line 2 and 3. Until we can exit out and like go terrorize the countryside. That does make sense. With no means to kill Striatus Harridan from outside of the Sentinel stand, the only chance of breaching the wind wall would be through an artifact's power. The trouble is, the number of artifacts scattered about the realm is anyone's guess. And I couldn't tell you which of them could get the job done. If these rebels are committed to the task, it's possible they know something more. I believe it was the custom of each of the regions to travel with some artifact in their possession. With all but one of their polluted bloodlines killed during the conquest, the unbroken are likely seeking a corpse among thousands. A fool's errand, but not an ignoble one. That leaves us with 3. Matthias, otherwise known as Matthew. I have not come across his name, but yours is the most recent intelligence we've dredged from the region. So I can well believe that it's true. Yeah, well, I just assumed 3 was the next one in the order. Whatever he calls himself, this upstart should be killed and set an example for his would-be army. Should you come across him, I expect his head to topple from his shoulders in good order. Rust Canyon is now unlocked in the world map. I have received word that the disfavored have cleared the path to the Rust Canyons that should prevent any rebels from entering or leaving the area. You should make contact with Theodore, the lieutenant in charge of the attack. He will guide you from there. Farewell, Graven Ash. We didn't need the rest of that, so. Where am I headed? Oh, right here. Right here. All right. So, Barrick, we've got like I was able to get like the magical pieces that he needed for his armor. And then he moaned and groaned at me for continuing with the quest. But we can still do that. That one's still ongoing, or we could just keep going with the Rust Canyons concept or quest going on, which is what we're on right now. So I'm down for any of them. Well, the only 2 that we really got. Keep going? Okay. Travel to Rust Canyons. Oh, let's check out this. I'm really congested, like right here, and then my nose will run away, or it'll it'll start raining a whole lot. And but I took some medicine, so in an hour I should be a whole lot better. On the subject of the spires, you are correct. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't have All right. Might need to find a different mouse. This one just like backtracks. Okay, you are correct. There are spires all across Taradas. The exact distribution of these monuments fuels all sorts of debate and speculation, but two facts seem commonplace. Most spires are built near old walls. Your mountain spire is a notable exception, and nearly every culture that predated Kairos has some local myth to explain the builders of these spires. I believe the Tearsmen cite the older realms as their local name for these spires/old walls architects, but nobody knows for sure. And of course, where Kairos has brought proper civilization, the origin of the spires simply isn't discussed in good company. Here's what I think you need to know. First, the spires behave as arcane lodestones. There is a constant field of magical strength around a spire. If you imagine a mystic sea resting atop our world, then the spires seem to spin and churn this magic, creating a spell cast with even modest effort will materialize with powerful results. Second, and I'd say most tellingly, Kairos has laws against entering the old walls, but there are no laws against the spires. You could infer from this that means Kairos has no issue with the lay folks messing with the spires, but wishes to keep us safe from the old walls. Or you could think like an overlord and know that if you place a rule against something, you make it forbidden and desirable. Now, I find it telling that Kairos forbids the hallways that lead to the spires, but does not paint a target on the spires themselves. Last but not least, as a young fatebinder, I once had to oversee the case of a man who had built a shrine to Kairos around the base of a spire in the far southeast. I could find no evidence of falsity or slander. His shrine was a most reverent and loving tribute as I've ever seen. At one point, though, the man claimed he had evidence that Kairos was here back in the -50. He had merely uttered those words, and my senior binders swung an axe then and there. Being the new girl at the court, I said nothing, but I have long wondered why such a comment should require death instead of the traditional removal of the tongue. Inquire about edicts and their nature. Okay. First aspires. Dear Mythios, thank you for hearing me out. I have more questions. Then I have ink. Let's start with a discussion of Kairos edicts. I've lived under proclamation and resolved edicts, which makes me far more knowledgeable than the lay person on the subject. And yet, I still know so little. Damage did. Sure do read a lot. Rust Canyons. Upright rows, like you pull them apart, or like you stood on it and like you pulled it up.
Kairos' storm ripped all life to shreds, leaving behind only armor and weapons. It is chilling to see these metal remains with my own eyes.
Resolute Blade. It's a pretty anonymous name. An unbroken soldier struggles to raise to his feet. One arrow lodged in his shoulder, the other in his thigh. He attempts to stand, but his muscles are too weak for the task. Yeah, that's a... I like Resistance band works. Or Resistant bands work. I like Resistant band work. Blah, 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 blah. The possesses and plurals got mixed up there. Alright, we just gonna watch this guy die, or we gonna assist him, even though he's part of the enemy? Alright, so let's just, are you alright, soldier? He turns to you in bafflement, squinting across the dust-strewn expanse, recognition barely evident in his gaze. You, ironclads, don't usually ask questions before you start shoving spears in our guts. He hacks up a wad of bloody phlegm. Surprised you can even string words together. Before he continued, you both catch the sound of iron boots trudging closer. Theodore, a disfavored soldier, calmly approaches from the west. He regards the vulnerable southerner with a curled lip and a disapproving shake of his head. Weak and broken. Prisoners make for poor sport. Your escape was spirited, but damned foolish. He raises his sword and points it at the unbroken man's heart, poised to let it plunge and impale him to the filth-strewn ground. Are we going to continue to assist him? Or maybe we just don't have an interest. Or we're feigning interest. See if I can do something funny with the lights. Let's see. Alright. I'm down with that. Fear with Barrick, loyalty with Ebb. His sword wavers as he notices you. Ah, Fatebinder. I hope you've come to tidy up this mess of vermin these vermin cause for us. But to answer your question, Ash has deemed it so. So yes, it is. In one swift motion, he plunges his sword into the man's heart, pinning the fallen soldier to the rusted earth. The disfavored soldier turns to the unbroken camp. Frustration evident in his tone. Then his gaze shifts over to you and back to the walls. My face is so blue. I got some white eyes. think I need to add a little light to my screen. I have reinforcements now, Ilya. If you open the gates, I can still make this easy on you. He passes to you a knowing glance that suggests he's lying and proud of it. You see a woman stride purposefully into view atop a platform along the wall's edge. She lifts a spear and hurls it at Theodore, cursing under her breath when it breaks against the rocks. Hold on a moment. Let me do a little change up here. There we go. Some green. Yeah. I am so fucking tired of listening to you. Go shriek at someone else's fortress for a change, and stop trying to impress me by hunting down unarmed prisoners. Maybe the ladies of the North get shivery over your bravado, but all it tells me is that your codpiece is emptier than your skull. She takes note of you with a raised eyebrow. Oh. Yeah, right? Like, it was very saturating. I turned on the green light. It doesn't really look like it's giving me a hue. It's just... I don't believe we've been introduced. No shit. One ironclad or two makes no difference. These walls can stand against Cairo's fury, and your pig countrymen saber-rattling. Make no mistake, Ilya. You would be better served as my camp slave than as my enemy. Such a waste of good potential. He tips his head to the west. Fatebinder, let's consult when you have a moment. I mean, I guess. If that is what it takes,
Right.
we shall consult. I don't know where you ran off to consult, but there you are. You don't think they painted her? I thought she was painted. Otherwise, everything in the whole place would be blue. And then they rolled her around, so she had to be physically blue, right? The lieutenant holds up his sword and squints through the obscurity of the high winds. Who goes there? Oh, it's you, Fatebinder. I wish you didn't have to witness that crude exchange before. Ilya and her lot have caused me no lack of trouble. His manner softens. Yeah, maybe you're going to have to Google that one. You are most welcome here, even if your loyalties fall with the court more than the Legion. We all need help. We need all the help we can get. Ash sent word to expect you. If he dispatched an outsider to help us in the field, that said something about his urgency to see these unbroken conquered for good. I think we can both appreciate that his interest in seeing this matter resolved is of a personal nature. He catches himself. I apologize for that outsider remark. Some of us aren't accustomed to working with anyone but proper Legion, or Legion proper. Alright, let's focus on the task at hand. We can chide him, or we can just not say nothing. That's what I figured. You're always the say nothing. Sometimes you say something. During the conquest, I remember hearing about a silent fate binder who traveled just ahead of my cohort. Never put the pieces together that it was you. You've earned a reputation. What? Oh. I got a Tier 1 subscription to a channel I watch maybe once a week. It just showed up out of nowhere. They're not taking it easy. They're not making it easy on holding themselves up behind walls. If the conquest is any evidence, stalwart folk are less inclined towards facing their enemies in open battle. Tiersmen are like rats, squeezing themselves behind the narrowest walls to avoid the inevitable. Then I have some crafty vermin in my day. Then I have known some crafty vermin in my day. And what does that make you, my ironclad friend? Behind the obscurity of his helm, you can hear Barrack grinding his teeth. No matter what they find here, the Unbroken are trapped. North of camp, we have soldiers led by my subordinate, Jacomus. To the south, reinforcements march as we speak. He taps his chin in thought. Still, I would appreciate any help you can offer. The sooner we claim that Unbroken artifact, the sooner we reach Sentinel Stand. So, my fellow viewers, what's next? There's no say nothing in this one. You have to actually say something. We can get that. Okay. Tell me about the Unbroken presence here. Fact finding. They've built a fortified camp due east of here, and another group holds a choke point to the southeast. He huffs. Though calling it a camp gives the Unbroken too much credit. It's a scavenger's warren, garbage fortifications that our enemies have managed to defend through dumb luck. No longer. Today it falls. Alright. Getting up there with the dramatic speeches. Is that a little bit better? I guess that's a little bit better. I don't know how to get it greener. Maybe right there. I don't know if I can get it greener. Just makes me look pale. It's giving this gray shirt like a lot of green. Alright. I'm ready to hear how I can contribute. My men are eager for battle. We wouldn't mind taking the Unbroken camp in advance of our reinforcements. He glances at his countrymen with a smile. That'll show the old 15th cohort. Hey, boys! You may want to clear out a group of Unbroken by the bridge to the southeast. They have a guard. They guard another entrance into the camp. Some of our men are being held captive there, too. And we need the extra numbers on our side to hold these canyons. Now, strictly speaking, my orders are to wait for reinforcements, so I can't directly assist you. But once we secure the camp, you get first pick of the spoils and a chance to interrogate their leader, Elia. Deal? Who's gonna roll with another one? I want this sinus stuff to go away so I can work out tomorrow. I was looking forward to it this morning. Two, I'm here for my own reasons, but I'll help you if it gets me closer to Sentinel's stand. We've gained wrath with disfavored. They're our only ally, and all we do is piss them off. Huh. I did not think I'd have to convince an agent of Tudon that actually fighting this war was in his best interest. But live and learn. I'll take your help, even if I don't have your enthusiasm. Make for the East Bridge and take out the Tears rats. That'll put a worthy dent in this encampment.
See that pen over there? Prisoners within are dressed in unbroken colors.
Oh. Need to cast off iron? Maybe a few teeth for a necklace for a special someone? A merchant drops her many satchels to the ground and pulls from it numerous tools and trinkets. Oh, what are we gonna do? What do you want to do with this merchant? She's breaking the law. Or do we just want to go ahead and trade? We got infinite inventory. We just trade for money because sometimes it's useful. Alright, we'll just trade. That's the spirit. Come take a look. She nods at items on display. Let's see. Heart Finder. Not quite. Par. Not quite. No spells. She really didn't have anything. Nothing. No luck today. Not on that front.
Slow down. Let's take a closer look.
Closer look at your mom. Sure, it's picking up a lot of that.
Oh, nothing says welcome like dead bodies rotting outside your front gate.
Oh, yeah. The unbroken captain looks down from the elevated platform, resting a heavy boot on top of an axe head buried in the wooden slats. She grips its handle as you approach. What do we have here? Her expression twists with sudden recognition. Aren't you the one who fucked over Agathan at Duskwatch? We have nothing to say to one another. Either you're Graven Ash's favorite comfort soldier, or you just like to see honest folk die. Either way, you're a pile of beast shit to me. Language, young lady. No matter what happens here, the Unbroken will take back Sentinel's Stand and banish you all, northern pissed through from the tears. I'd rather die than see a stalwart under Cairo's sigil. You can't imagine what I'd do to avoid it. My favorite will be 5. That's just my preference. I'm all down for y'all's preference too. Alright, 5, cool. You gained wrath with the Unbroken. Your threat is of no consequence. I'm willing to die for our cause, and I have no illusions of my importance. Whether I fall today or 10 seasons from now, our nation will live on! I already know that the disfavored are looking for artifacts of Stalwart. I also know that they are searching blind. I'll take my knowledge to the grave if it helps keep you out of Sentinel Stand. You can count on that. Elia whistles to her men a warning signal of a pending attack. She stares at you, silent and ready. I myself didn't really come to negotiate. I think we were supposed to like go find a bridge and attack, but whatever the auto scripting thing that says, hey, when you step here, you have to have this conversation, took over, and that's where we're at. Oh, it just snuck into the place. Alright, let's give him the good old showdown. You gained fear with Ebb, and gained wrath with Unbroken. At least you're setting the right expectations, which is all that counts. Only emotions to the soldiers beneath her. Kill him!
Another
Uh-huh.
We're bad at making friends.
My blood spills.
Oh. Look at that.
Try a different weapon.
Splat.
On it.
Look at that. Take that one too. Oh. That's a nice glove. What are you doing with all this armor? Wait, huh? How did I get that mixed up? something mixed up there. Yeah, let's just smash those gates. That solved that problem. Jeez.
Will do.
Oh, wait, let's take you guys first.
Heads up. We have company. I got it.
Watch and learn.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
See that? I'm not entirely useless.
Flawless.
The giant lightning thing is not something I was expecting.
Right.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon. This weapon is entirely worthless.
On your knees, worm!
But that person is healing themselves. Don't heal yourself. There we go. The rest of you guys should be easy.
Watch and learn.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
All right. The gates are open.
Aye.
Look at all this stuff.
Can't do that. Uh-huh.
Grovel before me!
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Can't do that.
Words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
There we go.
Wait, I did that? Nice!
On it.
Oh, we already know that one. Loot.
To battle! Can't do that.
Can't hope there's all this loot sitting around. Aren't there like some captured soldiers somewhere around here? There they are.
Found something. Fatebinder. There are prisoners in that pit over there.
there! A voice cries out from within the pit. Dead soldiers skewered on spears litter the pit while few survivors clamor for air. The unbroken dogs left us here to bleed and rot. Help us, please! Cornered, frightened, no matter where Graven Ash is right now, I'm certain he can sense the terror that these soldiers are experiencing. We have information, valuable information only to the disfavored. The information known only to the disfavored. Give us our freedom and we'll tell you all we know. We didn't threaten them. Yeah, we didn't threaten them for information, but I don't say no to information. That's how you become Littlefinger. With information. What do we gotta do? Yes. 2, okay, improvise a lever. Oh, alright, one of those spears breaks loose, uproot it, and I'll pull you out. I pulled him out. These soldiers fall to their knees, and when they are finally out of the pit, and sigh with relief. I thought we'd never see the outside of that pit. Here, take this key. We acquired it. Take this key. We acquired it from a scavenger, and there's some stash stones north of here. When we tortured him, he said something about a pile of rocks near a banner. The healthiest of the prisoners help the weaker men to their feet, and the group begins to march back to camp. Well, kind of jerks, right? For torturing a helpless merchant. Going down one of those YouTube pits, I found out that
Your days end here.
rebellions and guerrilla companies
Pay
and stuff like
attention,
that
kids. You might learn
Use-
something.
roadblocks and tolls for funding their operations.
Grovel before me!
Will do.
Who's that? Is it worth it? No, not quite. Who's this? Two-handed war mace. Can we jump that? See if we got all those people.
See that winch over by the bridge? If we can hit it from here, we'll lower the platform.
Okay.
I am a shield wall unto myself!
Will do. On it. Can't do that. it.
Come and feast my iron!
First one,
Entirely useless.
Shall we dispatch them?
Oh, there's a sturdy pipe that I could have used, but I used the bow instead. Motherless swine fucker! When I'm done with you, the flies won't have a spot to land on, you wretched. Won't have a spot to land on your wretched hide. Ooh, mouthy. Wait, did I just get that too, or I like look away for a moment and now all of a sudden there's a 2 on there? I wasn't paying attention to the chat, so I lost where I was. Usually there's like a mental like, oh, that's where that one's new. Or if there's a way I could timestamp chats. Okay, 1. You're only making this harder on yourself, Aaliyah. Actually, I'm making it harder on you. Ugh. Piss off and tell your overlord to shove it. The gate slams shut, cutting you off from the unbroken captain. Coward.
Trouble is afoot.
I need to try a different weapon.
Stalwart prevails.
I got it.
Damn my eyes!
I need to try a different.
Come and feast my iron!
I got it. On it. Should have seen that one coming.
Wait, I did that? Nice!
Sorry, I can't.
There we go. I'm sure I could have knocked down that gate just like the other 2 gates. The lieutenant surveys the unbroken encampment with a dignified air. Nicely done, nicely done. I didn't think you'd stand a chance without our help, but you're tougher than you look. It would seem that Elia fled due north, which means she's only taken the real prize with her. The stalwart artifact, or knowledge of it. Her fighting force might just be enough to punch through Jacobs and his men. The thought clearly disturbs him. We should chase her down before she has a chance. During the initial attack, several unbroken were also spotted fleeing north of camp. If you find them, be sure to put them down. I don't know why all of a sudden you get a chance to betray the unfavored, but it gives you the option. They can get real country. I'm like really tired or I lose my standard composure. What it is, I can get some drawl in there.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Look at all that leveling up. I like it when people level up. All right, here we go. Gonna level up Lantry real quick. 6, which is this right here. Then we'll roll for his skill of 2, which puts him at a Sage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, D6. Okay. And a D6, which is a 4. 2, 3, 4. Oh, all right. What is that? Frozen. All right, cool. And then we'll do this. We'll go odd, title, even, Gravelight, even. So, then what a 2, we'll just roll a high or a low. We are on a high, so that'll put us right there. I don't even know what it is. Grave Strike. Causes an enemy, cause each enemy in a cone to trigger the explosion. Oh, cool. Two. That's right here. Ability, spell cooldown. That's perfectly good skill for you. Oh, okay. Did I miss something? Why are you still orange? Oh, it's probably because who knows why.
Heads up, we have company. Uh-huh. I got it.
Send me your champion!
I got it. On it.
I want to move on.
If I had an eye for every dumbass mistake of mine.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
I got it.
Alright,
I got
let's
it.
find out what's behind door number boulder. We might need that metal pole for something fun later. I don't know. Hold! The soldiers, weary from lack of nourishment, scramble to draw weapons and snap to attention as the apparent leader steps forward to address you. I don't recognize you. Are you with the Unbroken? I don't know who you are, but I've come to water the parched soil. I guess they just put those words in my mouth. I've come to water the parched soil. Alright. It didn't give you another choice. I mean, you
Champion.
water the parched soil, season
Pay
the
attention,
dirt.
kids. You might learn something.
Take that!
Our time together has not gone to waste.
Anyone else want some of this?
That's what she said.
Will do.
This is what she said. A little dagger named Harm's Way. Need all of you. Oh, Bear just gained a level 2. All right. You gain a level, and you gain a level. Everybody gain a level. 2. And Punisher odds, Sentinel even, and I rolled a 6, so that's a Sentinel. Punisher. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so Retribution.
Sorry, I can't.
Your days end here.
Not a problem.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
Don't.
Another demonstration of our power seems in order.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
Uh-huh.
On your knees, worm!
That guy went splat. Okay. Do-do-do.
Found something.
That's what she said. I chuckled at that last one. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Send me your champion!
You're the rest.
Uh-huh.
On it.
On your knees, worm!
Can't do that. Sorry, I can't.
Why even send us over here? A hammer. Oh, it's a slightly unstoppable force. I think that totally needs to go to you. Let's see here. Oh, it is a two-handed hammer. That's more of a barrack thing. Go through you in the inventory right here. it was you. Was Place. What? Oh, Iron Woman. Oh, that's single-handed. That's two-handed too. Okay. I was reading something wrong. I was trying to put a two-handed weapon on a one-handed spot. That came out wrong. All right. Shut up, Damaged. You're just jibber jabbering. All right. I think we cleaned out everything up here. There we go. I don't even know if I can pull that voice out again. I totally lost it. My scouts tell me I just can't do it. My scouts tell me Rust Canyon is dead quiet. We're finding scavengers and corpses, but no signs of the enemy. As he turns away, he gestures towards one of his soldiers and says, for me, it was like kind of incoherent. I was just going off on no thoughts were putting words in my mouth kind of thing. So just words were coming out of various thoughts. But no signs of the enemy. As he turns away, he gestures towards one of his soldiers and says, "Pay the man his dues." So that came out all wrong too. Alright. Accept the rings. Are we gonna take the money? Alright. Thanks for the cash, bro. Spend it wisely, Fate Binder. You've earned it. Man, I just can't. That voice, every time I try and think about it, everything becomes so exaggerated. I can't say anything in it now. Alright. And this was the camp right here. Okay. Now... which remains? Alright, Aaliyah and her men escaped the camp as it fell, and they are attempting to flee Rust Canyons. Follow their path north to prevent them from escaping. Okay, does that mean we have to leave? I don't remember how we did this last time. Yeah, I'm just thinking too hard about it. I couldn't undo it. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. I just had a thought. Oh, lordy. Alright. These are those two guys right here. Is this not a pathway right here? Oh no. Did I miss something somewhere? Looks like I got it all cleaned out. Oh. It was looking at me right in the face. The captain shouts to her remaining troops, "We can take these ironclads. If they're dense and clueless as their Archon, they should fall like splintered mast." Catching sight of you, Elias calls out to her soldiers once more. "Reinforcements are approaching." "Good to see you here, Fatebinder. Time to cleanse Rust Canyons of the unbroken taint. You won't leave these canyons alive. My men are ready to die, and we're only too happy to take as many of you down as possible." Her lips pressed together in a determined smile. "I have a spear destined for your right eye whenever you feel like embracing the void." Are we gonna be kind of rebellious and say just attack Aaliyah, or are we gonna praise some graven ash and run into battle? Alright. You gain favor with disfavored. For the Archon! Barrack slaps a salute and raises himself to fight. "Yes, we will honor Ash and his family with our conquest in his name. Prepare yourself for the void, miscreant." "Pitiful zealots. The Archon doesn't value your lives any more than I do, so die by my hand and spare yourselves the disappointment."
This'll be fun.
Blood spills.
Right.
Girl's taking a lot.
On it.
Come and face my iron!
On it.
For the glory of Kairos!
Wait, I did that? Nice!
Right.
of the level.
Hear that?
Uh-huh. Aye.
All right. We got that taken care of. I'm still alive? Shit, that wasn't part of the plan. The unbroken captain grunts and squints up to you through a haze of pain. I'm not telling you anything. My secrets, they come with me to the grave. We can always find more creative ways of extracting information. Now that we've thrown a spear into their scavengers' plans, we can afford to take our time. Just kill me and be done with it. She levels her gaze with you. We both know I won't bow to torture. You'd only be wasting your time. Does it give you the option to just like, okay, 4, you're just an obstruction in my path. I need to reach Sentinel Stand. It's very self-centered. You? I don't suppose you're trying to break the edict, are you? No one would go to Sentinel Stand unless they wanted the Regent. Ilya regards you with shock. Maybe I had you pegged all wrong. What do you want to know? Don't expect me to hold these wounds closed. You're on borrowed time. Guess we should get down to business. Would probably be number 2. I'm not gonna say that out loud. We've been searching for some time. She grimaces around with evident exhaustion. A fool's errand, perhaps. Suppose I'll never know for sure. We were hunting the remains of Regent Aspian. Before the war, he carried the steadfast insignia, a cloak pin that was passed down the line of first regents. Her eyes twinkle as she says the name, remembering herself. Ilya grimaces and looks at you with loathing. Is that number 1? You can hit number 1, or is that still a thing? Okay. Who leads the Unbroken? Trapper's Junction is now unlocked. Mattias was our captain during the war, but in stalwart to come, I would see him take take on a higher authority. She sighs and looks up at the darkened sky. Looks like those brighter days aren't for the likes of me. Last I heard, he was rounding up men in Trapper's Junction, but that was some time ago. He was due to leave by now. He was looking for Dauntless, the sword of unbroken champions. He thought it could rally us, give us hope. Yeah, she's a... That's why we have to get to Sentinel Stand, because she's in there. Silly nose. Alright, let's do one. Who? The captain coughs into her sleeve and shakes her head. I'm not in the business of breaking up families. That's Kairos domain. Outside of Rush Canyons and Ironhearth, the only ironclads I know are in Duskwatch. She focuses her bleary eyes onto you, but you'd have taken care of them already, wouldn't you, bastard? No, maybe 5. How do I get to the spire? That's my guess. My next best guess. There's no direct road, but the breach in the old walls is said to lead to the ocean spire's floor. If you're dead set on making the journey, you'll come across worse foes than the Unbroken. 4? Well, that'll get us to the spire, yeah. My nose is starting to run out of control. Do I just have to, like... I guess we just have to go over everything. You can put 3 in there while I read. That way I'll know which number to pick next. It's a cloak. It's a cloak pin worn by the First Regent. It's supposed to help you stand tall against... She lurches in pain and coughs up enough She coughs up a glob of phlegm. Shit. Stand tall against shitty odds. I don't know if it works, but I can't think of any I can't think of any odd shitter than the wind wall around Sentinel Stand. Okay, 3. We were looking for the body of the First Regent Aspian, who was presumed dead during the war. Instead, we found records of his past movements. The final word on his matter is that he journeyed to a breach in the old walls and has never returned. She frowns to herself. Not sure what he was doing in there, unless he wanted to unleash the Bane against the disfavored. Dumb shit. Ugh. Whew. We sent a small team led by one of our best, Gregos, to investigate. Like as not, the steadfast insignia is there. In the breach. What? That doesn't make any sense to me. She spits. May you never find it. Like as not the steadfast. Yeah. Like is not the stead. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. I think we got all the information. What do we want to do with her? I don't know. Well, if she becomes a prisoner, she becomes Graven Ash's prisoner. Like as not. Like as not. Like. I think it's supposed to say like the, not like the insignia is there. Not like the insignia is there. I think somebody misgrammared it. Or like it or not, but not like the steadfast insignia is there in the breach. Yeah, I know what it's supposed to say here, but reading it while I speak it just flubs things. Okay, let's come to a decision on this prisoner thing. You can take your prisoner if you want. She might be worth something later. Oh my nose. Okay. 10. Look at the skies, Elia. I think the storm is clearing. That was pretty merciful. She isn't fooled by the distraction, but she looks beyond you with gratitude. You take the opening to drive a blade through her chest, to pierce her heart. She doesn't make a sound. A clean death was as much kindness as she deserved. Well struck. You gained favor with disfavored. So dies a daughter of fallen stalwart. Jacomus nods. Good work, Fatebinder. I'll regroup with Theodore and rescue Rust Canyons. And secure Rust Canyons for the disfavored. Okay. Ugh. My nose is finally catching up with me. We'll level up real quick. 2. Spell cooldown. I'm not sure why you need that, but yeah, that was definitely a sound. 2. Rage again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa, it's a lot. You have to switch weapons with you. You have to have a bow soon. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now I have to get a bow. Yeah, I've used one once. Oh god, this reminds me of. I'll probably just end up blowing my nose a couple times, and then I'll fall asleep. Hi, little low. It's not bleeding. It's runny. Okay. You always show up right at the end. Because I'm tired. And my nose is driving me crazy. Sorry you showed up at the back. It was a good evening. It was fun. Maybe. Alright, save that. What do you have to be sorry for? It's not like tomorrow night will be on a lot later, most likely, if I can get rid of all this nasal stuff. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking part. Thank you, Talls, for moderating and also making all the decisions. We'll most likely be here tomorrow, at least for a couple hours, for grab a drink, and depending on how I feel, will depend on how that goes. So, definitely Wednesday through Saturday. Come and join us. 7 p.m. now, because that seems to work really well, all the way to 10 p.m., at least Central Mountain Time. Oh, what else? Oh, buy some merch, because why not, right? It comes with this little cool shield emblem. Yeah, where are you from, Little Low? Okay, well, whatever time it is, it's starts 3 hours prior, so it would be, I don't know. See, it's 4 a.m. So I would start at 1 a.m. Something weird like that. So, all right. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for making choices for me, and having some fun with my stuffy nose and everything. Oh, it's 5 a.m. Okay, so 5. So it'd be 2 a.m. Yeah. Buy some merch, help me out. Enjoy the show. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't have anything planned for tomorrow. It's just going to be just jibber jabbering it up. So, signing off, guys. Y'all have a good night.